Hi, happy July 1st. I'm in this contemplation, and it has to do with like having these really wonderful things happen and being very busy and then nothing, and processing the nothing. And so I'm going to talk about kind of what is working through me and a little bit of the story around that. And it has to do with boredom and recrafting the relationship with boredom. So if you want to hear a little bit about that, stick around. So I've been on this incredible stretch of grid work and working with land and working with crystals and calling in partnerships and practicing all of these manifestation practices, if you will. I'm learning about marketing, I'm building a business, yada, yada, yada. There's all this stuff going on. And what really lit me up was being around incredibly divine humans that know how to channel and see energy and see, they're just seers. Let me just put it that way. So when we get together, it's really fun and exciting. And then I get to come home and I get to be by myself in my own energy. And doing that high vibrational work, channeling in these new frequencies, ultimately kicks out what's no longer serving and what doesn't fit. So there's this process of this great expansion and then coming back and integration and kind of like diving down a little bit and then coming back up. And what ends up happening during the dive down is I start shooting myself. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I should. And that is a cue to stop. Anytime that you are thinking that you should be doing something is judgment. It's separation. It's not accepting what is in this now moment. And so I had a few days that were filled with nothing. There was no people. There wasn't even a desire for food. I was working out something. I was kicking something out. I was transmuting something. And I felt like I was in this, I just was kind of pissed about all of the things that we're told. To manifest this life that you want, you have to be an energetic match for it. You have to do all of this work. You have to meditate and hold the vision and do these things. And I've been doing a lot of that work and it just isn't landing anymore. And so I got pissed. I got pissed at everything. I was just like, this is all a bunch of bullshit. Just a bunch of fucking bullshit. And then, I just kind of let it go. I was like, screw it. Let it go. And what I've come to understand is when I'm in those, I don't know if it's a depression. Maybe it probably is some form of a depression. But when I'm in that energetic state, what I'm realizing now is that is how I'm transmuting whatever I just picked up and, had this beautiful experience with. There's also a flip side to it. And that flip side is the clearing out of the old the clearing out the density, the clearing out of the lower vibrational ick and gunk that's still there. It's like we had a taste of this and we're still have this residue or this stuff that's kind of purging and coming out. And so I've learned to, well, I'm coming to the conclusion that that is just part of the gift. It's part of the gift. What do I mean by that? It's part of the gift. Well, there's a gift associated with that time, having the freedom and the time to be bored, number one. Not having anything scheduled or anything planned is a gift. It allows, right? It brings in this allowance for what is. It brings through this ability to sit with the discomfort, to feel the feelings, and to know that the next day is a new day. It's a new day. I don't have to hurry it. I don't have to rush it. Because what I'm finding out is that right now I hold codes. I hold codes for something that just hasn't birthed yet. And it's okay. Like, I'm a keeper of the keys. That's something that dropped in. I heard that. And so I get frustrated. And I get frustrated with the, here's my formula and here's my structure and you're going to be successful if you do these things that I did. And the fact is, that doesn't work for me. And I know that there's a collective of people that are visionaries, that are future, I don't know what the right word is for that. They're birthing the future, they're creating the future, and the future is different than the past. And so using the things that have been built in the past may not be appropriate for birthing these new creations and in the future. And so I'm just really like tired of that story of being a match, putting in all of this, keep visioning it over and over and over again, hearing that time is not a thing. If you haven't seen it, you have more work to do. And it's like, wah, 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 like the Peanuts. The old Peanuts teacher that used to talk on the little cartoons from when I was a kid. And there's like this narrative and this story that's woven through, and it says, never enough. Keep pushing, keep fighting, keep going, keep, right? Like, it's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. Keep doing, keep, repeat. You're going to eventually see it. Repeat, right? And then I just started wondering, well, what if the story is actually one where we hold peace? Because that isn't peaceful to me. That's busy. That's trying. It's striving. It's pushing. It's performing. But what if the story is actually about stillness? What if the story is about listening? What if the story is about connecting? What if the story is about integrating and having frequency just move through, right? Allow the divine timing to work itself out. We're never told that. We're always told things like, there is no such thing as time, and now is the only moment that you have, and presence is the only moment that you have, and that's true. There is truth to that. And there's divine timing. So just because I declare something today doesn't mean it's going to show up tomorrow. There's a rearrangement that has to happen. Others are involved. Right? And so what if it's simpler? What if there's less that makes the world go round? What if it's just trusting so deeply and knowing, having this knowing and this peaceful energy inside that says, my higher self knows. My higher self knows exactly what I need. My human, not so much. My human has been conditioned, but my higher self knows. And what if it's okay to be bored? All of this thought process then led to this, what if it's okay to actually be bored? We get told, keep your kids busy. Keep busy, keep busy, keep busy. Doing something, always doing something, right? Because what happens when you're bored? You do an experiment. You test something out. Other people might not like what you're testing out. Maybe you decide, I'm bored, I have this magnifying glass. I'm going to see what it does when the sunshine shines through the magnifying glass onto this piece of wood. And I can speak that is what my son did when he was little. He was very quiet, and he was taking a magnifying glass, and he was getting the sun, having it go through the magnifying glass, and he was literally starting to catch a piece of wood on fire. So that would be, boredom is not good. I need to keep you busy so that you don't get bored. But what if boredom is actually the gateway to creativity and innovation? Think about that. Like, I don't have these light bulb moments when I'm super busy and going all the time. But I do have light bulb moments in the peaceful stillness. Boredom. There's another piece. We've been told boredom is a bad thing. And I've also heard that only boring people are bored. Only boring people are bored. Is that really true? I don't think I'm a boring person. In fact, I think I'm quite inspired. But I have times in which I'm bored, which then leads to inspiration. And I taught myself, or was taught or conditioned, that boredom was bad. Because if I'm bored, I'm not doing anything. I don't have a lot going. Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I'm not being very productive. So it carries all these connotations, but yet being bored is actually spaciousness. There's so much space. And having peace, what does peace feel like? Peace feels probably a lot like spaciousness and boredom. So, here's what I ended up writing. Boredom gets people into trouble. That's a control mechanism to stay busy and not get bored. Only boring people are bored. Let this program go for the collective. Too busy to feel, too busy to see, too busy to create, too busy to rest. Because we're told that boredom is not okay. So we stay busy. And in order to stay busy, we have to jam pack our stuff. We have to have all of these things. We have to have all this noise, all this distraction, all this. And all we're doing is really, truly, really craving to breathe, to have nothing. We're actually craving to be bored. Healing comes from feeling. Seeing the synchronicities and the magic in life. When you're too busy, you can't see them. When you're too busy, you're not present in the moment. When you're too busy, your creative channel, it closes. And what is the creative channel? Well, it's a direct connect to your creator, the creator, and what you're here to create. You are a creator. Maybe it's time to get bored and allow the creations to come back in, to allow space for creation, to rest, to recharge, that it's okay. So, what are your thoughts about boredom? What have you been taught? Is it a gateway to creativity and innovation? Maybe. Maybe that's why it's been shut down. Maybe that's why you're not allowed to be bored. Maybe that's why we have to work hard, hustle, grind, effort, all the things to keep us from being bored. Because maybe bored is a portal. Enjoy your day, and thanks for being here.